So after Baby Driver, the drive-in played 47 Meters Down. Now, I said it back a couple reviews ago when I did my Human Centipede 3 review. At the end of it, I said I was going to see Baby Driver in Transformers. Well, I kind of lied. And I said I wasn't really looking forward to Transformers, but I would go see it, review it, because I get to see two movies for the price of $10. So, I mean, that's not bad, even if it's fucking Transformers, but I still get to see Baby Driver. Well, I was going to do that until I found out there's two drive-ins near me. One was playing Transformers with Baby Driver, and the other was playing 47 Meters Down. That was an easy choice for me. I was like, 47 Meters Down looks a hell lot better, and I've heard decent things about it, since it came out, than Transformers. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to see 47 Meters Down. If I get a chance, one day I will review. If it's at the drive-in with a movie I go see, I will watch Transformers, I promise. But other than that, I'm not seeing that willingly, unless I get massive requests for it. But 47 Meters Down was something other than, like, I only got one trailer for it, but other than that, like, I just saw a lot of advertisements for it, and I'll say the only thing that I will remember mostly from the advertisement, or from the ads for this movie, was the big giant standee. I wish I didn't take a picture of it. The big giant standee in a movie theater where it's just a big giant shark head, like facing upwards, and like you take a picture behind it, it looks like the shark's eating you. That's pretty funny. I like that. It was a pretty cool standee. That's the only thing I like, and like from what I'd seen, it looked alright. It looked like your stereotypical Jaws ripoff. I mean, every Shark Attack movie is going to be a Jaws ripoff, no matter what. It didn't look too bad. I like these kinds of movies. I've always been a fan of these kinds of movies. When done right, they're really good, be really intense. Like last year's Shallows was really good, pretty good. It was kind of ridiculous, but it was pretty good. So I was like, all right, this should be harmless, and it's been getting decent reviews. I've heard decent things about it since it's been out. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was a stereotypical Shark Attack movie. That's about it. Bye. No, all right. I do a review. I mean, it's probably gonna be a short review. This is a pretty, like, if you've seen your paint by numbers Shark Attack movie, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Except this time it's like they're down at the bottom of the ocean floor, and they are, they have to try to find a way up while being attacked by sharks. That is terrifying as hell. The two main girls, Mandy Moore and who's it, Claire Holt is her name. I've never seen her I don't remember ever seeing her in anything other than this. They're pretty good. Like, they have great, believable chemistry as two sisters that, who Mandy Moore is character, her boyfriend just broke up with her, and she wants to take a vacation to get away from reality, and, she spends the first half of the movie, which is probably about 5 minutes of it, if that, moping around, and her sister gets this great idea, let's go in a shark cage. Nope. I would have said, fuck you. But, she kind of coerces her sister into doing it, because she's, don't make your ex-boyfriend jealous and everything else, and of course she goes with it. I'm like, God damn, I have a friend, I have somebody, I'm not going to say who's having similar issues. Say a friend of mine having some personal marital issues, And I hope to God they don't go, hey, let's go on vacation and go to the shark cage. Because I am going to say no. I was gonna absolutely say no. I was just thinking that while I was watching this movie. But I'm like, but, you know, they are really likable characters. And, like, that helps with these kinds of movies when you got two characters that are really likable and you kind of root for and want to see survive towards the end of this movie, this terrible situation. Man, this movie has some pretty intense scenes in it, and one of the problems with seeing a movie like this at the drive-in is that, you know, it's pitch black and you can't see worse shit while this movie, like, majority, about 98% of the movie takes place underwater, like, you know, down below and underwater, so it's like pretty much pitch black watching it. And so, plus it's pitch black at a drive-in, and that doesn't help either, because sometimes you can't tell what's going on. But that did kind of make the movie kind of a little bit more effective to see. I want to watch this movie again. Like, there was never a point where I couldn't tell what was going on. That kind of, like, it was like there was a couple times it's like, what the fuck, like I think you were supposed to see a shark, but I couldn't see worse. I was like squinting watching the movie. But there are some really intense scenes, like that one scene that the scene I really enjoyed was when they're trying to the boat that put of guys that put them in a shark cage and everything else is on the surface, and they're trying to get them help, and there's a guy that comes down to try to give them a winch to basically pull up the shark cage to the surface, and so they see him in the distance, and so they try to go find him and get him. And that scene where Claire Holt is going to get him and she gets fucking lost. She gets lost. You can't figure out where she's going, and she's stranded in the middle of the ocean, like where there's no like ground or anything like that. She don't see any ground for miles below her. That was kind of freaky. That scene was really good. I liked that scene. It was like, oh god, it's terrifying. Like I said, I told my mom after I saw this movie, is like, the best subtitle I think I could give this movie is "Fuck that shit." Nope, the movie. Is there's no way in hell I would be doing any of this after this, especially. I was like, oh. I was worried about the shark effects again, because I thought, I was like, oh shit. I thought some of them in the previews looked kind of fake, but they were alright in this movie. Like I said, they were fine for what they were. Again, maybe I didn't see them clearly. I don't know. But from what I saw of them, they were pretty. They looked pretty cool. They didn't look too fake. One thing I do gotta discuss, because the one thing I kept hearing about more than anything when people were talking about this movie was the ending. I'd heard a lot about it. Like, I kept from people telling me about the ending, like what happens at the end. They're like, there were some people I knew that there was a friend of mine that was had seen it before it came out, I think illegally online, and they said they were kind of pissed off about the ending. I was like, huh. And I heard a couple of people here or there talking about it. Huh. It's like, what's the big deal about the ending? There were parts of me thinking, like, because, like, so, like, throughout the whole movie, I was sitting there, like, okay, there's gonna be a twist. My assumption was they were gonna get up to the top to get to the surface to finally escape the sharks and get to the surface, and this boat's no longer there. They left them to die. That's not it. I promise you that. That would have kind of pissed me off. That would have kind of, like, because I almost thought they were going that route because, what the hell? I thought I heard my phone go off. I almost thought they were going that route because they mentioned that, like, at one point early in the movie about, you know, they weren't Mandy Moore wasn't sure about going on a boat with these guys. They didn't know about. She's heard about tourists like getting like going missing once they go on a boat with a bunch of guys. I'm like, oh, so that's probably gonna be the twist then. You know, they just do this to a bunch of Americans and stuff like that, and fuck with them and kill it, and so that they go missing or something like that. I don't know, but that's not the twist. It's something I saw a mile fucking away. I knew they start talking about pay attention to when they start talking about getting to spoilers, but when they start talking about there's a key line they were talking about how using too much oxygen has some side effects. And I knew once they mentioned that, they don't mention stuff like that in movies without that coming into play later on. And I was like, the whole movie I was waiting for it to come into play. And then at the end it did, and I'm like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I was like, yeah, I'm so proud of myself, but also it's such a bummer of an ending. It's a very bummer of an ending, and I can see some people not liking it. I was like, whatever. I've seen that's like fuck. Well, that was the way to end my night. And I'm like, that's kind of a fucking downer way of an end my night, but whatever. It was a good movie. I didn't mind this movie at all. It was fine for what it was. I really have no problems with it. It's your paint by numbers Shark Attack movie. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. If you literally when I say Jaws ripoff, the opening credits to this opening credits scene of this movie where they're playing the credits is literally them like a camera going through the water underwater like it's Jaws, and I'm like, without the do. That's the only thing that's different. It's like literally the exact same. It's like a remake of the opening credits of the fucking remake of the opening credits of Jaws. So I'm like, yeah, that's, if you want to not be a Jaws ripoff, don't be putting that shit in there. But whatever. Yeah, like I said, I'd recommend it. It's a decent film for a matinee, or full price if you've seen all the other good movies out there. It's not a bad movie at all to watch. Maybe not see it's driving. Maybe it's pitch black. Like I say, I might need to watch that again. Like I'll watch it again eventually. Probably if it comes on DVD or something like that. I'm not going to see it in theaters. I rarely see movies twice. Also, want to say props to the drive-in nowadays. Right after Baby Driver ended, I was alright. They usually have like a little 10-minute window where you can go to concession stand and go get some popcorn or something like that. I had to go use the restroom, and I was like, all right, I really gotta go pee. I was like, I have to go pee, and I'm like, oh, let me do that after Baby Driver ends, and the end credits end of Baby Driver. So I ran to the concession stand. It was a little bit a walk. And I turn around and I noticed that they're starting the previews for the second movie. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so the movie was about to fucking start. I'm like, damn, that was literally less than 2 minutes. They don't waste any fucking time anymore. Any drive-ins used to take forever for movies to start. Now they don't fucking waste time. Props to that. Go support your drive-ins, by the way. I always recommend people go support drive-ins. They're a dying business, and I that's why I keep doing these. I'll be back in the next few days. I'm going to go see Despicable Me 3. Yay. It's getting decent reviews. Yay. I'm not looking forward to that as much as I was looking forward to Baby Driver, which is sad because I love the Despicable Me movies, but I'm done with those. But hey, maybe it'll surprise me. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.